out of fairness, and because it was my idea, I am going to take a swim through this subject. But guys, remember, I'm old and I'm old school. So go easy on your brother. If I'm off base, please just kindly, politely get your brother on track, and let's do the best we can with this. The subject of men trying to get dates with women on Facebook, and I guess it could be said the other way: men and women who try to use Facebook as a means to pick up dates. Now, this is what I would like to say about that subject, and thanks again for the question. Number one, and most importantly, it doesn't take me to tell you that Facebook is not real life. It is life depicted. It is a portrayal or a representation of life's events and or points of time that are captured by and large by amateur photographers. But keep in mind that Facebook and the things that you see and the things that you read, they're not in real time. The pictures that you see cannot adequately capture or accurately capture the full, complete context of the faces in the photos. You can't know who or what a person really is from reading what they post. You can only know what they posted, what they attempted to say, though it may not be as accurately expressed as what they intended. You have to also realize that in many cases, people react and respond without having all of the facts. Facebook is not and should not be used, and I don't think it was even intended to be used as a reliable source of information gathering about the quality of its users and its members. It is, like I said, at best, it's a good icebreaker. Just something to get the conversation started. A surface, superficial introduction at best. No more, no less. And look, this is not anything against Facebook or meeting people on Facebook. Like you guys say, it is what it is. And it is not the most reliable source. It has limitations. The limitations are built in. And the expectation should not be that you would ever get to know the real person and what their intentions are for you. You know, you would have to be some sort of wordsmith, some sort of linguistics master, skilled in the areas of syntax and phonetics and semantics, and you would have to be a master of dialectology in order to read between the lines. The reason why I say this is because people are not, or let me say the majority of people will never expose their weaknesses. They will never expose the raw truth or honesty in what they write. You have to be able to read between the lines in order to determine what is behind the post, what is behind the message, what drove that particular message. And so I will leave you with this. It still comes down to good old-fashioned, throwback, old school chemistry. What I mean by that is chemistry requires real time, being in front of real people or a real person and experiencing real life events, situations, and real circumstances with them. There are people who have what I call fragmented relationships, and that means they see each other 2 or 3 times a week on the average. So if you did the math, it would take them 2 years to spend 2 months together. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just in real time, real life, day-to-day situations and circumstances, that's the only way to really get to know, or the only way to really get a better picture of the individual that you are trying to know. Facebook it's entertaining, it is informative to a degree, but you have to also keep in mind that because you have the ability to edit information and use filters, what you see is not necessarily what you get. I believe it was Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell who said it best when they said, "Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby." He said, "I've got your picture hanging on the wall, but it can't see or come to me when I call your name. I read your letters, you're not here, but they don't move me like when I hear your sweet voice." See, it ain't nothing like the real thing. It says, "Oh, I got some memories to look back on, though they help me when you're gone. I'm well aware nothing can take the place of your being here." And so those of you who are in the what I call fragmented relationships, where you only see each other a couple of times a week on the average, you really want to pay attention to what's being said and what's not being said, and try to get some kind of understanding of what the intentions are as early as possible, as quickly as possible, and use Facebook for what it is, and no more than that, because again, there are times when the deception is not intentional, and there are times when it is, and I'm not here, nor am I qualified to determine what's intentional and what's accidental. And as always, I'm only here to help, and I hope this information was helpful to you. Again, I am not the most reliable source for this, and you guys, if you could share what your experiences are, you would probably be much more qualified to respond to this question about men who try to get dates with women on Facebook, or vice versa for that matter. All right? All right, well, we'll leave it right there. And I want for you guys what I want for myself. I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. Remember that. I want you to live a life of longevity, one of fulfillment. And I really do pray that people have the opportunity to meet someone special, to develop that meaningful relationship with. It is a life-changing experience. I will attest to that. All right, but above all these things, combined, I wish upon you many, many blessings. I am looking forward to your response. And as always, in parting, I am J.